Ladies and gentlemen, collectors and treasure hunters, welcome back to True Coin Value, the channel where history meets hidden fortune. Today's video is not just another countdown, it's a journey through mystery, legacy, and unimaginable wealth tucked away in the smallest pieces of American change. Now, listen carefully, because what you are about to discover will shock you. These coins are not the kind you simply toss into a piggy bank. No, these are silent treasures, extraordinary Monticello, Jefferson nickels that have transformed ordinary pockets into treasure chests of pure fortune. Each one holds a story of survival, rarity, and destiny. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will look at every single nickel in your possession with a completely different set of eyes. Imagine holding something so small, yet so powerful that it could change your life forever. Imagine the thrill of knowing that a coin you've walked past 1,000 times might secretly be worth more than gold, more than diamonds, a living fortune, a wealth hidden in plain sight. These nickels are not just currency, they are keys to a treasure chest that the world has almost forgotten. Stay with me to the very end, because the values of these coins are shocking, treasure-level shocking, the kind of prices that leave collectors speechless and ordinary people wishing they had searched their change just a little bit harder. You do not want to miss a single second. So tighten your seatbelt, because we're diving straight into the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Monticello, Jefferson nickels ever discovered. And we begin with a legend. Coin number 1. In the world of coin collecting, some years echo louder than others, and 1964 is one such year. The United States Mint produced billions of nickels in that year, but hidden among the ordinary flood of coins was something far rarer, far more special. At first glance, the 1964 Jefferson nickel might seem unremarkable. The design is familiar, the noble profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse facing left, his calm and steady gaze immortalized in metal. On the reverse, the stately Monticello, Jefferson's home, stands as a proud symbol of American architecture. It's a design most Americans have carried in their pockets without ever stopping to look closer. But here's where things twist into mystery: the version without a mint mark. Usually, coins bear a small letter, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But in 1964, for reasons tied to minting decisions and the sheer chaos of coinage production at the time, a select number of Jefferson nickels were struck without any mint mark at all. And this tiny absence, this missing letter, has transformed the coin into a collector's obsession. The composition of the coin itself remains classic: 75% copper, 25% nickel. Durable, simple, and designed to last for generations in circulation. But it's not just what the coin is made of, it's how it has survived. Because finding a 1964 nickel in very fine condition, with its grey spots that whisper of its journey through time, is no easy task. Most were worn down, scratched, or tossed aside without thought. But this coin still carries its story visibly, proudly, and with dignity. What makes it so unique? It is the combination of condition, absence of a mint mark, and the historical flood of 1964 coinage that makes pristine survivors extremely rare. Collectors scour auctions, estate sales, and collections worldwide for even a hint of this ghost-like version of the 1964 nickel. And when one appears, the room goes silent. Hearts race. Hands tighten around auction paddles. Because everyone knows this is no ordinary nickel. Now, let's talk about rarity. Out of the millions minted that year, only a fraction bear the absence of the mint mark. And of those, only a precious handful remain in the kind of condition collectors demand today. Very fine, crisp details, grey spotting that tells of honest aging, but not destruction. These are the hallmarks of a survivor. This is why collectors chase it like a myth come to life. And here comes the part you have been waiting for: its value. Hold your breath, because this is not just a coin, it's a treasure. Today, a 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, in very fine condition, commands an astonishing $145,000 in the auction market. Yes, $145,000. That's not pocket change, that's life-changing money, a fortune you could hold between two fingers. Think about it. A coin you could have overlooked. A coin that may have passed through hands in a grocery store decades ago now sits in the realm of elite treasure. Its price is not just a number, it's proof of how demand grows, how rarity fuels obsession, and how history transforms into wealth. And let me tell you something, the market value of this coin is not static. It rises. It climbs. Every single year, collectors are willing to pay more. And if you think $145,000 is the ceiling, you're mistaken. Wait for time, and you will see. This coin is destined to become even more valuable. So, if you are lucky enough to find one, hold on to it. Guard it. Because what you possess is not a nickel, it's a treasure chest in miniature. For collectors, my tip is simple yet priceless. Check every single 1964 Jefferson nickel you come across. Look for the absence of that mint mark. Study the condition carefully. And if you find one, do not rush. Authenticate it. Protect it, because you may just be holding the very key to a six-figure fortune. And here's my conclusion on this legendary coin. The 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is not just money, it's history, its rarity, and its destiny combined in a single piece of metal. Its survival makes it iconic, its value makes it unforgettable, and its future makes it unstoppable. Stay tuned, because the next coin in our list is even more shocking. A Monticello nickel, whose story will leave you speechless. And trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming. Next up. Now, let us move deeper into the heart of our journey to a coin that doesn't just whisper of rarity, but practically shouts it across history. Ladies and gentlemen, the next treasure on our list is the 1946 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. At first glance, it may seem ordinary. Another Jefferson profile on the obverse, another proud Monticello on the reverse. But don't be deceived. Behind its simple face lies a secret that has elevated it into the pantheon of ultra-rare nickels, a coin so scarce, so coveted, that collectors around the world are willing to battle fiercely just for the chance to hold it. Let's rewind for a moment. The year was 1946. The world was breathing again after the dark storm of World War II. America had emerged as a powerhouse, and the U.S. Mint was adjusting coin production back to pre-war standards. You see, during the war, Jefferson nickels had been made of a special silver alloy, 35% silver mixed with copper and manganese, because nickel metal was needed desperately for the war effort. But by 1946, that silver experiment ended, and the mint returned to the traditional composition: 75% copper and 25% nickel. It was a return to normalcy, or so it seemed. But here's the twist. Among the billions of coins churned out in this year, a rare few emerged without the telltale mint mark. The mint mark is the small letter that identifies where the coin was struck: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and later P for Philadelphia. In 1946, nickels from Philadelphia were supposed to carry no mark, but mix-ups and minting quirks created unusual rarities. And within those quirks lies the ultra-valuable version we are talking about today. Now, imagine this coin not in some flawless, untouched vault condition, but in circulated condition, a survivor that has lived a full life in the hands of America. It may have passed through diners, theaters, corner stores, and payphones. It may have traveled in the pockets of soldiers returning home, or mothers buying bread in the post-war years. It carries the fingerprints of history itself. What makes it unique is not only its missing mint mark, but the fact that it has endured decades of circulation while still retaining enough of its features to be unmistakable. Collectors see it and know this is not just any nickel. This is the nickel, a circulating survivor that still shines as one of the rarest treasures of its generation. Now let's talk rarity. By 1946, minting practices were supposed to be standardized. Yet anomalies slipped through. Without a mint mark, this Jefferson nickel becomes like a phantom, a ghost coin in plain sight. Out of the millions produced, only a handful of these special versions survived long enough to be recognized and treasured by collectors. And that survival is what makes them so ferociously desired. And now, brace yourself for the value. Because when a 1946 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark appears on the auction stage, it's not just a coin, it's an explosion. The bids rise like a storm, voices clash, hands fly, and collectors know they are chasing not just a piece of history, but a treasure chest in miniature. In today's market, this coin in circulated condition has been valued at a jaw-dropping $160,500. Yes, you heard that right. $160,500 for a nickel that once bought candy or a newspaper. That kind of number is not just exciting, it's shocking, it's life-changing, it's proof that hidden treasures are still among us. This is not a story of fiction. This is truth. Solid, undeniable truth. And let me tell you, the market value of this coin is not done growing. It climbs higher each year, and in the future, collectors will pay even more. This coin is no less than a treasure chest in your pocket, waiting to make you rich overnight. Now here's my tip for you, the seekers, the hunters, the dreamers watching this video. Check your change. Check your old jars, your grandparents' drawers, the collections sitting forgotten in dusty boxes. Look carefully at every 1946 nickel. If you find one without a mint mark, and if it has survived the years with dignity even in circulation, then you may be holding one of the greatest treasures of American coinage. And my conclusion is this: the 1946 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is more than money. It is a relic of America's return to peace after war, a symbol of transition and a miracle of survival. Its rarity places it in the highest tier of collectible treasures. Its value cements its status as a coin that can transform lives. And its legacy makes it unforgettable. This is the kind of coin that proves to the world that nickels, yes, nickels can be worth more than gold, more than jewels, more than anything you ever imagined. Next up. And now, my friends, we come to a coin that has stunned collectors and rewritten the rules of modern coinage. Buckle up, because coin number 3 on our list will leave you questioning every single nickel you have ever touched. This is the 1972 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, and it is no ordinary piece of metal. Think about it. By 1972, America had changed. The nation was deep in the throes of cultural shifts. The Vietnam War weighed heavily, and the mint had long since perfected mass production of coins. Billions of Jefferson nickels poured from presses across the country. To the untrained eye, they all looked the same. The profile of Jefferson on the front, the proud Monticello on the back, struck in the same copper-nickel alloy we've all grown used to. But in that vast ocean of sameness, a few anomalies emerged. A few nickels were struck without a mint mark, slipping quietly into circulation like hidden treasure maps waiting to be found. These rare survivors now stand as proof that even in an age of mass production, mistakes can create miracles. The composition? As always, 75% copper and 25% nickel, a strong and enduring blend meant to survive decades of wear. And yet, what makes the 1972 no-mint mark nickel so fascinating isn't just what it's made of, but how it looks. Because the example we are talking about today carries with it orange spotting, subtle but distinctive, like tiny marks of age that almost give it a personality, a fingerprint of history. Those spots aren't flaws. They're a testament to the journey this coin has lived. Now, let's talk about its unique features. By 1972, the Philadelphia Mint did not normally use a P mint mark on nickels. That only began in 1980, but anomalies and striking quirks still occurred. And collectors have learned that these coins, when found in very fine condition, become more than money. They become icons of rarity. The sharpness of Jefferson's profile, the clarity of Monticello's steps, even the aging spots, all of these details elevate this coin into a league of its own. Rarity is the fuel that drives demand, and demand for this coin is absolutely ferocious. While millions of ordinary 1972 nickels exist, only a whisper-thin fraction survive in collectible condition that excites experts. And when those few come to light, especially with the history-rich detail of circulation and the character of orange spotting, collectors will stop at nothing to own them. And now the part that makes your heart race. Are you ready for the value? Because this is where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. Today, a 1972 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, in very fine condition, with its rare orange spotting, has achieved auction values soaring to $153,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $153,000 for a nickel. Not fiction, not exaggeration, cold, hard truth. That kind of money is not just exciting, it is life-changing. It's the kind of price that instantly transforms a simple coin into a modern-day treasure chest. And I will tell you this, the value of this coin is not slowing down. It rises year after year. Collectors know the rarity, they know the demand, and they are ready to push the price higher with each passing auction. This is treasure in the truest sense of the word. For those of you hunting, here's my tip. Examine every 1972 nickel you come across. Look for the absence of the mint mark. Study the coin carefully. Don't dismiss the spots, don't dismiss the circulation marks. Those are the very details that tell its story. If you discover one in very fine condition, you may be staring at a fortune. Authenticate it. Protect it. Treasure it. Because you will be holding something that the entire collecting world covets. And my conclusion is this. The 1972 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark proves that rarity doesn't always live in the distant past. Even coins minted in the modern era can explode in value, defying all expectations. With its unique spotting, its survival in strong condition, and its phantom-like rarity, this coin has carved out a place among the greatest treasures of American numismatics. So remember, this is not just currency, this is legacy, this is fortune, and this is destiny locked into one small coin. Its present value is already jaw-dropping, and its future, it is destined only to rise. And don't move an inch, because the next coin in our list, oh, the story it tells will blow the doors wide open on what collectors thought they knew about Jefferson nickels. Next up, and now, my friends, as we enter the final stretch of this countdown, prepare yourself. Because what you're about to hear may surprise you even more than the legendary coins we've already uncovered. We're traveling not into the distant past of the 1940s or the early 1970s, but into the more modern age of the 1990s. Yes, you heard that right. A decade many of us remember vividly, when the internet was just beginning, when America was booming with change, and when coins were mass-produced by the billions. And yet within that flood of circulation, a miracle was born. Now, at first you might think, 1996? Really? How could such a modern coin be rare? But that's the beauty of numismatics. Rarity is not always about age. It's about the unexpected, the anomalies, the survivors that defy all odds. And this 1996 nickel, with its green and brown spots, its old dirty look, and its unmistakable history, is a perfect example of that. Let's start with its design. By 1996, the Jefferson nickel still bore the familiar and timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse. On the reverse, Monticello still stood proudly, the third president's home, rendered in classic detail. The composition remained the same, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Strong, durable, meant to last in circulation for decades. But what makes this coin unique isn't the design, it's the details. Look closer. Those green and brown spots tell a story of survival, of years spent in circulation, of exposure to moisture, handling, and the slow patina of time. To some, it might look dirty. To collectors, it looks like history itself, etched into metal. The old, weathered look only heightens the intrigue, because it shows this coin lived a long and mysterious journey before being recognized as a treasure. Now, about the mint mark. The P mint mark tells us this coin came from the Philadelphia Mint. By the mid-1990s, mint marks were standardized, yet anomalies in quality control and unique survivals still managed to create unexpected rarities. For the 1996 nickel, it is precisely this combination, the mint, the condition, and the historical context, that makes it stand out from the billions of ordinary coins produced that year. And here's where rarity takes center stage. Most 1996 nickels live forgotten in jars, vending machines, or bank vaults. Almost none have been identified as treasures. But this one, with its spotted patina and survivor's condition, represents the needle in the haystack. Out of millions upon millions, only a tiny handful exist that demand the attention of the world's top collectors. And when they surface, demand is relentless. Which brings us to the most thrilling part, its market value. Brace yourself, because this is where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. Today, a 1996 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, in this rare survivor's condition, has achieved auction values of $106,500. Yes, over $106,000 for a coin minted just a few decades ago. That kind of number is shocking, and yet it is the truth. The kind of truth that makes collectors' jaws drop, that ignites bidding wars, and that proves, once again, you cannot underestimate the treasure potential of any coin. And let me tell you something, this value isn't frozen in time. No, the demand is growing. The market is hungry. And as collectors continue to chase the rarest of the rare, this coin's price will only climb higher. Wait for time, and you will see. This isn't just money. This is wealth disguised as a nickel. Now here's my tip to every collector watching. Never overlook the modern years. Don't assume rarity only exists in the distant past. Study every coin carefully, even the ones from the 1990s and beyond. Look at the mint marks, study the condition, and pay attention to spotting, patina, and survivor traits. Because, as this 1996 nickel proves, sometimes the treasure is hiding in the least expected places. And my conclusion is this. The 1996 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark is a modern-day legend. It may look old and dirty, spotted and worn, but in truth, it is priceless. Its rarity lies not in perfection, but in survival. Its beauty lies not in shine, but in history. And its value, nothing short of breathtaking. This coin is proof that treasure still walks among us, circulating silently in our everyday lives. And when discovered, it has the power to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Stay tuned, because we have one final coin left in this countdown. And trust me, the last coin will shock you beyond belief. It is the kind of treasure story that collectors dream about for their entire lives. Next up, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have been waiting for. We've traveled through history, uncovered secrets from the 1940s, 1960s, 1970s, even the 1990s. Each coin was a treasure, each one a life-changing fortune. But now we arrive at the grand finale of our countdown, a coin that has stunned even the most experienced collectors. It's time to meet the 1983 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark. Now you might be thinking, 1983? That doesn't sound so long ago. Surely a coin from the 1980s can't compete with the legends of the past. But that's where you would be wrong, because rarity, fortune, and treasure do not care about age. They care about anomaly, survival, and collector demand. And this 1983 nickel is living proof. Let's begin with the basics. The obverse still bears the timeless image of Thomas Jefferson, gazing to the left, his portrait unchanged, a symbol of America's endurance. On the reverse, Monticello, his stately home, stands proud as ever. The composition is familiar: 75% copper, 25% nickel, a blend chosen for strength, durability, and circulation. On the surface, nothing appears unusual. But take a closer look. The P Mint mark on this coin ties it directly to the Philadelphia Mint. And here's where things get fascinating. By the early 1980s, mint marks were standardized. Yes, but not every coin survived equally. Not every coin was struck with the same clarity. Not every coin was preserved. And not every coin carried the story that makes this one so unforgettable. Because this example, this treasure, carries with it brown spotting and the unmistakable marks of circulation. Some might see imperfections. Collectors, they see a miracle. Those spots, that fine but honest wear, are proof that this coin has lived, that it has passed through the hands of history and still, against all odds, survived in a way that makes it worth more than treasure. What makes it unique? It is the fact that in fine condition, with its very specific characteristics, it is one of the rarest versions known to exist today. Out of the millions upon millions of nickels minted in 1983, only a vanishingly small handful have been recognized as ultra-rare survivors with the kind of qualities that collectors crave. And that is why this coin has become so highly sought after in the auction market. Now let's talk about rarity and demand. Imagine a coin minted in the billions so common that most people ignore it. And then imagine that within that massive production, a tiny few are worth more than $100,000. That's exactly what we're dealing with here. The rarity of this coin is staggering. The demand, absolutely sky-high. Collectors know that when one of these surfaces, the opportunity may never come again. And that's why the bidding wars erupt with such ferocity, driving prices higher and higher. And now, the part you've been waiting for, the shocking truth of its value. In today's auction market, this 1983 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, in fine condition with brown spotting, has commanded an incredible $125,000. Yes, $125,000. That's not imagination. That's not fiction. That's reality. And I promise you, this value is not standing still. The market for rare nickels is climbing. Each year, demand grows stronger, and collectors are willing to pay more. Wait for time, and you will see. This coin will only increase in value because it is more than money. It is treasure. Pure, undeniable treasure. Now here's my tip for collectors. Never underestimate the 1980s. People often focus on earlier decades, but modern rarities like the 1983 nickel are proof that treasure can hide anywhere. Check your coins carefully. Study every detail. Look for mint marks, condition, spotting, and unique characteristics. Because finding one of these could mean you are holding a six-figure fortune without even realizing it. And here's my conclusion. The 1983 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark is a modern-day legend. It's not shiny and flawless. It's not locked away in pristine mint state. Instead, it carries the scars of time, brown spots, fine condition, the marks of circulation. But that is precisely what makes it rare, what makes it beautiful, and what makes it one of the most valuable Jefferson nickels in existence today. Think about it. A coin from 1983, the kind you may have tossed aside or spent without thought, now stands as a life-changing treasure worth $125,000. That is the magic of coin collecting. That is the power of rarity. And that is why we call these coins treasures of America. So as we close this countdown, remember this: the treasure hunt never ends. Every coin you touch has a story, and some, like the ones we've revealed today, hold fortunes beyond imagination. This is True Coin Value, your trust and faithful source for daily updates on the rarest and most valuable coins in the United States. Stay with me, because tomorrow a new story begins and a new treasure may be revealed.